Have you ever wondered if one small act of kindness could change someone's life? Christmas, a time for carols and cookies, a time for family and friends. But at its heart, Christmas is about something more. It's about giving. It's about small acts of kindness that can change a life. Throughout history, the spirit of giving has been a cornerstone of Christmas. From writing heartfelt Christmas cards to making handmade gifts, these small gestures have always brought joy and warmth. Volunteering at shelters, donating clothes, and giving toys to charities are just a few ways people spread the holiday cheer. Even during tough times, communities have come together to celebrate and support one another. Sharing meals, playing together, and enjoying holiday traditions are all part of the magic of Christmas. Lighting candles, singing carols, and decorating homes create a sense of unity and joy. These acts of kindness, big or small, bring smiles and laughter to everyone involved. As we reflect on the meaning of Christmas, we find gratitude in these moments of giving and receiving. Sharing stories and reminiscing about past Christmases remind us of the enduring power of giving. As we prepare for Christmas, let's remember that the true spirit of the season lies in giving. Whether giving or receiving, the joy and surprise on people's faces are priceless. Coming together to celebrate and enjoy the holiday season is what makes Christmas truly special. Embrace the spirit of giving, share love, and spread kindness this Christmas, because in the end, it's these small acts of kindness that make the world a better place. The snow fell softly. It blanketed the city in a hush. Inside a bustling coffee shop, Emily sat alone. Her heart felt heavy. It was Christmas Eve, and she had lost her job. Across the room, an old man sat hunched over a cup of tea. His name was Arthur, and he was lonely. He missed his family terribly. Emily had moved to the city a year ago, chasing her dreams of becoming a writer. She had worked tirelessly, but the publishing world was unforgiving. Rejection after rejection had worn her down. Arthur, on the other hand, had once been a successful businessman. He had lost his wife 5 years ago, and his children had moved away. The holidays were the hardest for him. As Emily and Arthur sat in the coffee shop, their eyes met. In that brief moment, they both felt a spark of connection. Arthur smiled faintly, and Emily returned the gesture. Gathering her courage, Emily stood up and walked towards Arthur. They began to talk, sharing their stories and finding comfort in each other's company. Laughter soon replaced the sadness in their hearts. As they left the coffee shop, they both felt a sense of hope. The snow continued to fall, but now it felt like a blanket of new beginnings. Emily and Arthur walked down the street together, no longer feeling alone. Their chance encounter had turned a lonely Christmas Eve into a night of newfound friendship. Emily noticed Arthur's sadness. She felt a tug on her heart. Mustering her courage, she approached his table. "Would you like some company?" she asked softly. Arthur looked up, surprised. A small smile touched his lips. "That would be very kind," he said. They talked for hours. Emily shared her struggles and Arthur offered words of hope. As they spoke, a warmth filled the space between them. It was the warmth of human connection. It was the spirit of Christmas. Emily and Arthur's conversation deepened. They spoke of their pasts, their dreams, and their fears. Emily found herself opening up in ways she hadn't in years. Arthur's gentle words brought her comfort. They realized they were no longer strangers, but friends. In that moment, the loneliness they both felt began to fade. It was a simple gesture, but it made a world of difference. As they left the coffee shop, they knew their lives had changed. It was the power of giving, the spirit of Christmas. And it all started with a simple gesture. When it was time to go, Emily insisted on paying for Arthur's tea. "Consider it a Christmas gift," she said. Tears welled in Arthur's eyes. It wasn't about the money, it was about the kindness. He felt seen, heard, valued. That night, Emily walked home, the snow no longer feeling cold. Her heart felt lighter. She had given a gift, but she had also received one. The gift of connection, of purpose, of knowing that even in her own struggles, she could make a difference. Arthur, too, felt a change. He went to bed that night feeling less alone, his faith in humanity restored. One small act of kindness, 2 lives touched. That's the power of giving. That's the magic of Christmas. In the days that followed, Emily and Arthur met again at the cafe. They shared stories, laughter, and a newfound friendship. Their bond grew stronger, a testament to the power of a single act of kindness. Emily felt a renewed sense of purpose, knowing she had made a difference. Arthur felt less alone, his heart warmed by the kindness he had received. And so, the ripple effect continued, touching more lives with each passing day. If this video touched your heart, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who needs some Christmas cheer, and hit subscribe for more inspiring stories. Gap 2S. As Emily and Arthur shared their newfound friendship, they were unaware that someone else had been watching. Meet Sarah, a single mother sitting across the cafe, struggling to make ends meet. She had come to the cafe to escape her worries for a moment, but witnessing Emily's act of kindness towards Arthur left a lasting impression on her. Gap 1S. Inspired by Emily, Sarah decided to pay it forward. She noticed a young man sitting alone, looking despondent. Gathering her courage, she approached him and offered to buy him a cup of coffee. The young man, named Jake, was taken aback by Sarah's kindness. He had been feeling overwhelmed by life's challenges, and Sarah's gesture gave him a glimmer of hope. Gap 1S. Jake, moved by this unexpected kindness, decided to keep the chain reaction going. The next day he volunteered at a local shelter, helping those in need. His efforts brought smiles to many faces, including a young woman named Lisa, who had been struggling to find her place in the world. Lisa, touched by Jake's dedication, decided to help an elderly neighbor with her groceries, brightening her day. Gap 1S. And so, the ripple effect continued, each act of kindness inspiring another. What started with Emily's simple gesture had grown into a chain reaction, touching countless lives. It showed that no matter how small, an act of kindness could have a profound impact, spreading love and hope far and wide. Gap 1S. If this story inspired you, remember that you too can make a difference. Share this video, spread the love, and subscribe for more heartwarming stories. Together we can create a world where kindness is the norm, not the exception. Gap 2S. The chain reaction of kindness didn't stop with Lisa. As word of these small yet meaningful gestures spread, the entire community began to transform. Neighbors started looking out for one another in ways they hadn't before. Simple acts of kindness became a daily occurrence, weaving a fabric of compassion and empathy throughout the town. Gap 1S. Meet Mr. Thompson, a retired teacher who had been feeling lonely since his wife passed away. One day, a group of children from the local school decided to visit him, bringing homemade cookies and stories to share. Mr. Thompson's eyes sparkled with joy, and he began volunteering at the school, helping students with their studies, and sharing his wealth of knowledge. Gap 1S. Then there was Maria, a nurse working long hours at the local hospital. She often felt exhausted and unappreciated. One evening she found a thank you note and a bouquet of flowers on her car, left anonymously. Touched by this gesture, Maria's spirits lifted, and she started a small support group for her fellow healthcare workers, providing them with a space to share and decompress. Gap 1S. And let's not forget about Tom, the owner of a small grocery store. He noticed that some families were struggling to afford their groceries. Inspired by the kindness he had witnessed, Tom set up a pay-it-forward shelf where customers could leave non-perishable items for those in need. The shelf never ran empty, and it became a symbol of the community's collective generosity. Gap 1S. These stories, and many others like them, show how one simple act of kindness can grow into a powerful movement, touching countless lives. Emily's initial gesture had sparked a wildfire of goodwill, proving that every small action counts. Gap 1S. As you go about your day, remember that you have the power to make a difference. No act of kindness is too small. Share this video, spread the love, and subscribe for more uplifting stories. Together, we can continue to build a world where kindness is the norm, not the exception. Gap 2S. The stories we've shared today illustrate the incredible impact of giving and the transformative power of kindness. Each act, no matter how small, has the potential to ripple outward, touching lives in ways we may never fully understand. Gap 1S. Emily's simple gesture was the spark that ignited a wave of compassion throughout her community. It reminds us that we all have the ability to be that spark in our own lives and communities. Gap 1S. Take a moment to reflect on how you can make a difference today. Maybe it's a smile to a stranger, a helping hand to a neighbor, or a kind word to a friend. These small acts can create a chain reaction of positivity and goodwill. Gap 1S. We challenge you to take that first step. Perform an act of kindness and share your story with us in the comments below. Let's inspire each other and build a community where kindness is the norm. Gap 1S. Subscribe to our channel for more uplifting stories and join us in spreading the message of love and compassion. Together, we can create a world where every act of kindness, no matter how small, makes a big difference. Gap 2S. Thank you for watching. Let's make the world a better place, one kind act at a time.